Okay, great. We're live, yep. And thank you all for attending. I'm going to be doing more of the little Dharma teaching, so prepare yourself. It's going to get exciting. Really, that's funny. Okay, so let's get all excited about meditating. So it is an exciting thing in real reality, yeah, because the suffering that goes on in the world, we have doctors, we have lawyers to help us through difficult situations, to stand up for us and possibly keep it out of danger or situations. We have doctors that can supposedly come up with a diagnosis and a proper cure or proper treatment and things like that. Those are comforting. Yeah, that's comforting to have in the world. We do have that. We have a government that's more democratic than most other countries, absolutely, yeah. And we have, all these mom, dad, we have schools, we go to college, we love football, baseball, basketball, we all hang together, That's an enormously happy life. Very happy life. But the thing is that people aren't happy. Yeah. They're committing suicide. They're taking drugs. They're drinking. They're lying. They're not happy with their wife. They're not happy with their husband. They're not happy with their job. They're not happy at all. And they're constantly looking for other things. The reason why they're not happy is because they're very dependent upon those things to give them happiness. Whether it be a wife or a job or, it's always there. It's a hidden thing. You're always thinking, well, this is going to make me happy. I'm going fishing. That's going to make me happy. Just things that you think are going to make you happy, but then next day you're not any happier. And you're not seeing things much different, and the world's not getting actually better, and that's making you more unhappy. Because you do have this wisdom enough in you to know that things aren't right. And what way do we go? Do we actually take our personal responsibility over this thing? Is it something that we could do that can make a difference, that can solve the suffering in the world, the hunger, the corruption, the war, the things that go on that that's breaking your heart every day. Yeah, all those things. Yeah, is it possible to get that to change? And you get to a point to where you're feeling joy. You're feeling happiness. You're expressing compassion. But how? Those are our hopes. Those are our ideals. That's where we have them. Somehow we know these are the qualities we need to be happy. We need to be compassionate, but yet we fly off the handle and we get upset, and we do and say things that obviously we're not compassionate. We want to be compassionate, and we can identify possibly with what is compassion, and then you just allude to, well, I'm obviously, I am compassionate. I can think of a few things that I do that definitely are on the borderline of being compassionate, or you have yourself completely deluded thinking that you are, and yet you don't do anything that shows compassion, charity, caring, sharing, giving, without it not having anything to do with what you're going to get for it, or how much it costs you to give that away. Oh my God, I gave $5 away. It cost me $5. Now I don't have $5. What's this creep going to do with $5? Creep, taking my $5. We're not happy. Even if we're doing charity, we're not happy, you know? Even if we're, trying to take care of our kids and we're trying to do the right job, but in reality, we have no idea how to take care of our kids. We have no idea how to take care of ourselves. We have no idea how to live our lives. We don't. We're making it up as we go along, and we're pretty much the best group, America. We're a collection of all the people of the world. So we come here because we have like-mindedness. We're smart. We're experientially smart. We have the past of being German, the past of being whatever nationality you are. You carry with you, you bring with you. There's you go skill-wise, when you go through cultures, skills are developed in cultures. And people, whether you're in India, oh my God, you could build statues, you could do things most people never even think about doing. You're an artisan, you got these really great skills, and you go to another country and they got these other skills that just blow your mind. They're not at all what I've experienced, because they're usually from cultures, place you live for a long period of time, and you develop wisdom. You make decisions. You're in service. You build skills. That's life. That's what we do. So no matter where you come from, and here in America we have so many diverse people come from all over the place. Can you imagine why it is we can create things skillfully, quickly, and bring it out into manifestation and understand it and enjoy it, and have an Apple phone be the place where Apple comes from, be the place where Tesla comes from, be the place where even Einstein comes from. He comes from another country, he comes to America, he becomes Einstein. Tesla comes from another country, he comes to America, he becomes Tesla. Edison comes from another country, he comes to America, becomes Edison. Everybody comes from another country. And we're bringing skills with us. And it's overwhelming. The trip, the level of joy we can have being in a place that represents all the skills from all the world. And the smartest ones, the most skillful ones, came here and built the houses and the roads and, the dams, things that couldn't be done. Bridges that couldn't be done. They were done by immigrants. Skillful immigrants. They didn't learn it here, they learned it over there. All the temples and everything that we built took eons of time to build these arches and learn the geomancy and the architectural ability to build such high-rise developed situations, in temples and in other places. It's from cultures, whether it be India or Spain or Italy or France or whatever country you're from. Go back in history and you'll see hundreds of years of a development of a certain amount of culture. Artists, Leonardo da Vinci, the certain Renaissance period comes from culture. So cultures have an imbibing scenario, but not so good when they stay in one place. But if they were to be collective, it would truly bring about joy. It could truly bring about many different things that are found in the quest of Buddhism that brings about the healing of the nations, the healing of the planet, the healing of everything. There are things in the teachings, in the invocations, in the understanding of Buddha when he laid out these teachings. And as those teachings came out, like the Three Jewels and the Eight Noble Path, and there are other teachings too. Teachings that are the premise of why we have the world we have. 2,500 years this teaching has been going on. It's based on reincarnation. So the master teachers would come from this group, from all over the world. And you go back to Buddhism, you'll see that it traveled all over the world. It migrated everywhere. All of Asia, all of Europe, all of China, all of Japan. all the way over to European countries, into Spain, into Italy. Yeah? It kept growing and growing and growing. Yeah? And if you practice Buddhism, going all the way back to now, it is an unchanging scenario. It's unchanging. So what's the outcome of an unchanging scenario when you're seeking simply happiness? Just happiness. And then a few other things that kind of go on top of it, because they come from the emanation of Buddha. 10 emanations manifested, starting through Chenrezig, which would be the 10th emanation. And that is the full witnessing of being a Buddha. All things there is to learn, from joy to happiness. All these things that come. Let me show you a few things. Okay, so I'm going to read this just so that you don't have to sit there and read it. This is Buddha's teaching, direct, yeah? One should cultivate the wish to be happy. Gradually, the practice will enable one to eliminate unwholesome attitudes and actions that produce unhappiness in one's life. When one has developed a feeling of loving kindness toward oneself, one should go on to develop toward a close relative or a friend. Developing wholesome social attitudes through practicing the meditation of the four immeasurables, yeah, will bring about a change in one's personal and social life. This is the whole world. This is culture. This is every living human being, because we're all interconnected. And that's the basis of Buddhism. We are all interconnected. Yeah? So if you practice this, it affects everybody. Yeah? And it will bring about happiness. Yeah? To the extent that one can free oneself of ill will, cruelty, jealousy, and desire, one will experience greater happiness with regard to oneself and in one's relation to others. That is Buddhism. Meditation on the four immeasurables. They are designed to help one extend systematically the wholesome attitudes of loving kindness, compassion, appreciate joy, and equanimity to all sentient beings by beginning where it is easiest to develop them. To practice the meditation on loving kindness, one should begin with oneself. Loving kindness is the first immeasurable. It is the wish that all sentient beings, without any exception, be happy. Loving kindness counters ill will. The second immeasurable is compassion. It is the wish for all sentient beings to be free from suffering. It counteracts cruelty. The third immeasurable is appreciative joy. It is the wholesome attitude of rejoicing in the happiness and virtues of all sentient beings. It encounters jealousy and makes people less self-centered. Oops, I'm gonna put it over there. Meditation on the four immeasurables. They are designed to help one extend... Oh, I read that. Yeah, I did. Oh, I see. All life is interdependent. Therefore, the happiness of one individual depends upon that of others. The Buddha taught that the four immeasurables, loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity, in order to remove all ill will, cruelty, jealousy, clinging, and aversions. In meditation, the four immeasurables are extended to all sentient beings. Through cultivating the four immeasurables, people can achieve happiness now and in all future lives. There I am. Okay. So, to try and better understand the process is that it is a matter of how in Buddhism it's a science, and it's a focus of from the enlightened aspect where Buddha's sitting, knowing that everybody needs to be happy, and okay, this will cause this to change it. These are immeasurable, These are things that change things, but there are things that come, they move forward, they evolve out of your activity or out of your change, and that change is going from an illness, going from wrong view, and anger or whatever it affects, jealousy or enviousness or whatever it is. It's there and it needs to be changed, and to do that you have to have the truth is that you don't have any of those experiences. You really don't. They're there because of curse, an influence, a thought form from evil itself. And it's not from you. It's from evil itself. And evil does exist. Impurities, greed, hate, jealousy, murder, all that shit. It exists. And because we're all interdependent, all the shit connects to us along with the good. So you have to become a Buddhist. You cannot disconnect. You can't walk this road on your own, or you won't serve anybody. You won't serve anybody. You can go through the first phase, which is a probationary path, and usually it takes an entire life or 2 or 3, because people just can't get through the meditation in this process that I'm talking about, the four immeasurables. To get through that, you have to develop loving kindness. How long do you think that will take? How long? You have to develop compassion. You have to develop all these things. Joy. Loving kindness, all these things. So one of the processes, let's see if I can find it. I did it. That was fast. Okay, so this is the four immeasurables, and it doesn't matter which way you look at them. They are the four. So we're looking at one is equanimity, which is the wish that beings may be free from the attitude of attachment to some and aversions to others. So you like this, but you don't like that. Why? Why? What is going on? And you don't know. You just have the experience. You just have that experience. Well, that's not right. It's not right. It's not the experience. Because you should love everybody. And you should know the difference between, disliking someone just because they look weird, or they talk weird, or they even say mean things. As a Buddhist, that will be gone. Your reaction to it is the cause of it. Literally. And that is where you learn this. You learn this, yeah? Slowly but surely, you learn this. Because if you don't apply yourself as a Buddhist, the world doesn't change. Yeah? It doesn't change. And if you do apply yourself as a Buddhist, and large numbers of people apply themselves, and not in some diverted way, where, you think, oh, I'm just going to sit at home and I'm going to, get my puja book out and manifest, the ability to be a Buddhist. But it's not the way it works. If you look at these 4 immeasurables, love is called jampa. Yeah. If you look at joy, it's called gawa. My name is Gawa Jampa. Yeah. So as Buddha Gawa Jampa, I hold within myself the immeasurables. I am the living immeasurable. Yeah. And it comes from 10 enormously powerful Buddhas. Chenrezig, Amitabha, 10 enormously powerful Buddhas, and I'm one of them. Yeah, and in that, we have the influences to turn over the process of the suffering of the world. But you have to practice Buddhism, and what you get is not one Buddha, but an infinity number of Buddhas. And we're showing you the top, the very perfect Buddhas, the perfect Buddhas. And they're all emanations of one Buddha. That's how perfect it is. There's no separation whatsoever, and the Buddha proves that by emanations. Yeah? Yeah? And you will never see that in this world. You'll only see it in Buddhism. And if you want to be happy, joyful, and have all these things, love, compassion, joy, yeah, equanimity, close that door of equanimity. Yeah? If you don't close that door where you don't have joy, which is the wish that living beings may remain happy and their happiness may increase further. Yeah? That's our nature. Yeah? These are all our natures. Yeah? So in order to awaken Bodhisattva, we must awaken these 4 immeasurables. Yeah? And then when we do that, we get into a place of being a Bodhisattva, a Bodhisattva, a Buddha. So there's a place where in Buddhism we have a list of Buddhas. Yeah? There are Buddhas, Bhumis. Yeah? The 10th Buddha is Chenrezig. Yeah? And there are 10 of them. But they express. They're not beings. They express. And they're all the same person. Just like Chenrezig has 1,000 arms and all these heads. He's at the top. And they are all the manifestations of Chenrezig. All of them. And this is what we get from that. Extreme joyfulness. Stainless. Luminous. Blazing light. Challenged to purity. Actualizing. Going far. Unshakable. Perfect intelligence and Dharma cloud. That means the perfect view of all Dharma activity in the world. All Dharma activity in existence in time and space. Witnessing things from that level. Yeah. These Buddhas have this. They sit in that. They are the emanating light of where we feel these words or feelings that, oh, I can feel joyful. Well, you feel it because it comes from that point in our nature. We are a collection. Yeah? We come from Buddhism. We come from Buddha. We have these experiences animals and cats and plants and rocks and shit don't have. We have the experience of Buddha. And we go crazy not experiencing it because it's our nature. It's our nature. That is the cause of suffering. Does that make sense? Yeah? The cause of suffering is that people choose not to become monks and nuns after Buddha arrives. How many thousand times? Yeah? And I'm here, and I have so much radiating purity and qualities and everything that there's no ladder, you know. This is an open door. This is a path. This door closes the astral plane. This door. Yeah? It's not a religion. It's a choice. Yeah? Either you choose that Buddha does exist and Buddha is not a human being. Buddha's not a human being. But if you keep doing this shit, thinking that Jesus was a human being, that Buddha was a human being, you know, that these people evolve themselves as high initiates or something. And people do that, but they do that because there's an avatar incarnated who's not a human being. And it has all these qualities incarnated as nature. Incarnated as nature. Yeah? So you can, if you study it, if you meditate on it, especially, and I'm not asking for the meditation on these. These are all the 10 Buddhas. You know, the qualities and influences that come from them. No one's asking you to go there, you know. It's just the process of us knowing that we have to focus on the immeasurable. Yeah? What it is that we are, we measure it, we do experience it, we live within it. Yeah? And we need to seek loving kindness. Yeah? We need to be that. And the first person who gets that is you. Yeah? You have to be your own healer. You have to be your own Buddha. You know, you have to be your own bodhisattva. You have to be your own bodhisattva. You have to struggle to go through the process to get to that point. Yeah? Because there's nothing in our world that serves in this way other than Buddha. These words, these interpretations, joy is a fleeting word. Love is a fleeting word. You know, you can be married, unmarried. You can, you're in a place to where you might like and then you hate. You know, these are all things you must solve. You must solve these things. I live in samsara because I made a commitment. Yeah, that I would live in samsara forever until all you get this. Not one person not getting it. Yeah? And then even after that's done, I still don't go away. I do maintenance. I maintain this whole thing. It is the same commitment that you're going to make because we're all in the same boat. We're not going any other place. We're going to make this so beautiful and so lovely and so happy and so joyful and so Buddha-filled. Yeah? And we're going to do this together. It's not going to be a feminist thing. Oh, girls need it. Guys need to stop being this and raping girls. You know, it's not about that at all. It's about compassion and love. If we can radiate that into ourselves, love yourself. Forgive yourself. Give yourself every opportunity to bring these things into yourself by getting rid of those things that are the opposite. Yeah? And you do that through meditation. And every time we sit and meditate. So imagine meditation. You're going to meditate. You're meditating with who? With Buddha. Well, this is a pantheon of Buddhas. So as the teacher of Buddhism, I help people gain a focus, you know. So me, Buddha Maitreya, my mantra is Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah. Well, by golly gosh, it happens to be Chenrezig's too. Yeah. But don't confuse us, because I'm the same guy. I'm just living and walking and talking. I'm the guy who made the commitment. Read about Chenrezig. He's the one who remains in samsara. Remains in samsara. And gives these teachings. And can give these teachings because he has all these qualities. Yeah? And all these arms and all these heads and all the things you think about in Buddhism is an emanation of Chenrezig. Compassion. The willingness to do this. Yeah? Yeah? And it's not, like, oh, I get so tired. Oh, I can't handle it. Oh, shit comes in. But it's the qualities that all of us are praying and all of us are doing these things who are actual Buddhists. When we change our impurities, and next year we're less impure, and 10 years later we're just fine, and we're starting to feel happiness, and we're experiencing some joy. And it's not a material thing. It's all spiritual. It's all about loving and feeling love and being love. Yeah? It's not a religion. It's a hardcore case of change into something that doesn't change. And when you manifest into what it is that doesn't change, from something that changes every freaking 10 minutes, fickle fate, holy mackerel, who knows what's going to happen next? In this world of fickle fate, in your mind, in your experiences, tornadoes, anything, all is going to happen. A gun from Kmart, some guy's going to run out and shoot you in a parking lot. The nervousness, the possibilities are there, so extreme. Yeah. And, big rocks coming down from the sky, volcanoes blowing up, ocean waves a mile high coming in, taking away the coastline, the ocean getting smaller and then all of a sudden getting bigger. And holy mackerel, we have no coastlines, all these terrible, dreadful thoughts. Terrorism, another plane comes in and, now it's a nuclear bomb. Those are all our thoughts in this samsara. In this samsara. Yeah? And I am the only Buddha on earth. And how wonderful that is, because we have a chance. We have a chance of turning this thing around. And getting this out of samsara into an awakened state called Buddhism. Practitioners. Real life practitioners. Where I can pull out, where we're all doing our, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, and we believe it. We actually wrote the Om Mani Padme Hums that are inside that. 100,000 Om Mani Padme Hums and 100,000 Om Mani Padme Hums that you do. All emanating, creating you as a spiritual entity through the science of Buddhism. A silly thing called Tibetan Buddhism. Which I happen to be super duper great at. Top of the line. So when we take this practice, when we move this practice, we're joining in on what you already believe to be the masters of the world. The Tibetan Buddhists. Many people automatically just go, oh my God, they levitate, they melt snow, they're peaceful, they're kind, they're, just all these good thoughts about all these Tibetans because they do work on it. And there's some real assholes out there, some very conniving, wrong Tibetans, because there's bond. But they're still there. I was with them. I helped them. Even in the middle of the worst of samsara. The worst. There wasn't even an America at that time. And I was able to raise them up to what we have. We have now karmapas. We have monasteries, Drepung. We have Ganden. We have thousands of beautiful monasteries with really wonderful education of Buddhism and the practice and the meditation to raise up all sentient beings as a science. As a science. And most of the science is to quicken the coming of Maitreya. That's Tibetan Buddhism. Manlam. The focus is to do something that is so powerful that it invokes and evokes Buddha into the world, because they practice the teachings of Buddha. They want Buddha right in front of them. And they have all the right to do that. All the right to bring it about. And they did. They did. And here I am. Yeah. And all that we're going to move, from this point on, from here on. I'm not going to make it easy, just etheric weavers and pendants and wear a solar form and things like that. That's going to end, and all darshans is going to be focused upon these things for your meditation, for your commitment, for you to take refuge, for you to understand why you took refuge and how that will change the world almost overnight. Because there are just millions and millions and millions of people out there that are on the edge with weavers and stuff. That if they had the click, which is a collective, unified click inside of people, and they go, wow, I'm going to do this. He's right. This is the thing to do. I'm dropping Catholicism. I'm dropping Judaism. I'm dropping being a Muslim. I'm dropping all the religion that I've gone to. I am dropping having faith in myself. I'm going on into having faith in humanity. And I'm going to be in service to bring that about through the science of Buddhism. And this is what's going to hit the minds of humanity, because this is all about purification and enlightenment and bodhisattva. And the teachings I give are the only teachings on earth that resonate with the human being. It's the only teachings that resonate, because I'm here as Buddha in a physical human body, able to bring these teachings out. And to do that, I have to dispel all the glamour that surrounds me, and then be able to bring it out in a way in which it can be clearly understood, and people can pick it up, and people can resonate with it, and the teachings can begin. So as I'm starting to put out the Chenrezig puja and other things and these meditations, we're going into refuge, and masses of people will take refuge. And that means that they're going to start having an inner sense of compassion, a healing going on that changes their independent reality, their lack of ability to love each other and love themselves, especially love themselves, heal themselves. Because this is all about healing. And we have no idea that we're sick. We just think, we're okay. I haven't got cancer yet. I'm still alive. My knees still work. I'll just not exercise as hard. But it's not about that. It's about reincarnation. It's about seeing happiness in the world. It's about ending gun violence. It's about ending even the thought that children are raped and molested and harmed and used and abused. Now, all people, whether you're male or female, no matter whether you're young or old, people are abused. Look at the people on the street. How abusive can it get? That's as abusive, it's so abusive. It just blows my mind, and there's nothing that I won't do to make sure every single person is fed. And I'm in process of getting trillions of dollars moved toward the hunger of the world and end this thing. At least feed everybody every single day and put clothes on these people every single day. Get them off the street and into a small house every single day until every single person is in that way. And that's going to happen. I promise you. It will happen. And it's only because of the process of awakening premature, influences that that are there but can't be brought out. Yeah? All these compassions and empathies and caring and, all these things, they're there, and we're talking about it, and we want it, and we everybody's got signs and everything. We're all gathered for this. Yeah? But we don't know how we have to pull it off. We don't know that it's through Buddhism. We don't know that it's through the second coming of Christ. We don't know that that's what he's here for. To shine a light on the way and be the way. Be the way. Yeah? And bring about all these changes. But not as a person like myself sitting here going, there we go, it's over with. Okay, now tomorrow everybody look around. Every kid's got a box of food. Everybody's happy. It doesn't work like that. It works through Buddhism. People have to care, and they have to care about themselves. So these teachings are to stimulate, to aspire people to remember. All my invocations, all my prayers are stated, remember, remember, remember. Angels work together, remember. We're all Buddhas, remember. Yeah? Because we all have this information. We would not have built the pyramids. We would not have built all the temples on the earth, all over the earth, based on Buddhism. They're all Buddhism. Stupa is in the form of a pyramid, and the name of the pyramid is a stupa in Tibetan Buddhism. A stupa is called a pyramid. Yeah? Because it is geometrically the same geometric configuration as a pyramid. So all these sciences are hidden within consciousness. Geometric forms, geometric patterns, symbols, the consciousness and the ability to be attracted to good, the true, the beautiful, spiritual past, powerful invocations and love and kindness and gathering of energy at sacred sites. Yeah? Be able to go back to those places and instill that energy with recapitulation, with your own love and your own kindness and skills that you're wasting your time, spending your time just looking at a telephone, thinking this is your skills. I mean, I'm totally aghast as to what I'm witnessing. Because people are skillful. They're to be masters. Masters. So we need to love ourselves, love and enjoy and appreciate what we're doing. Because if we do that, we do it better. And every time we do it better, we become skillful. Because we find that, that doesn't work. Don't know why I keep doing that. And these are things that alleviate your process of, I don't like this person and I do like that person. All those things come into play in everything in life. They're all connected. The immeasurables. Yeah? So the key to the immeasurable is the mantram. Yeah? The mantram. So here's a little mantram. Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's see if I can find this. Yeah. In the Om, when you say the first syllable, it's a blessing to help you achieve perfection in the practice of generosity. In the Ma, it helps perfect the practice of pure ethics. In Ni, Om Ma Ni, helps achieve perfection in the practice of tolerance and patience. In Pad, the fourth syllable, helps to achieve perfection of perseverance. And Mi, helps to achieve perfection in the practice of concentration. And whom helps to achieve perfection in the practice of wisdom. Yeah? So these are all, imagine, you're just doing Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? I've done that gazillions to zillions. It exists because it radiates from me. Yeah? It's the radiating quality that comes out of Buddha. These words, these feelings, the practice to be tolerant. It's just the nature of Buddha. Yeah? So it comes in a form, like a syllable. Yeah? In a sound. Yeah? And it's literally the presence of Buddha. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Does that make sense? A lot of people go, well, Om Mani Padme Hum, that's a protector. That's dispelling shit. It's so powerful. It dispels evil, it wipes away bad luck, it gives you good luck, and, all these different things. Yeah, there is stuff. Yeah. But the truth is what I just said. Yeah, it's a blessing. You're talking like me. Yeah? Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? It's a blessing. And when you do that, you take refuge in what it is that's right in front of you, going Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? And you can be in one life and you're going, oh, Gautama Buddha, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Padmasambhava, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Karmapa, Om Karmapa, Om Karmapa, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah? The full lineages of manifestation and emanations are in Om Mani Padme Hum. The entire hierarchy does Om Mani Padme Hum. The lay person, the highest person, they all focus on Chenrezig and Chenrezig's Om Mani Padme Hum, because that's the only one that would come, who's already here, but they don't know where. So they want to bring him. This is a big planet. It could be in Japan for 500 years. It could be in, Detroit for 50 years. It could be anywhere. And I'm just one person. So you better do Om Mani Padme Hum. Yeah, because it's the light of the world, and it's changing the world. Yeah, and Buddha has activity, and in most cases, all the Buddhas, all my incarnations, a great deal of history from it isn't existent. It's not really well known. Yeah, because of so much movement, so much activity. Yeah, it's not just sitting around, But the science is telepathic. The science is a way that you can receive Buddha, and become an emanation. And you attain from bodhisattva, that's through refuge, taking refuge. Because you believe in the Buddha. You believe in the Buddha. Yeah? And as I continue teaching, which I am going to, I'll give you mantram. We'll do mantram together. And we'll do pujas together. Just like you've witnessed me be the one who does all the pujas, and me be the one who talks and does all the mantrams. But we're in a cycle now to where everybody needs to begin their refuge. And by taking refuge, it locks in hundreds of millions of people into a very, very near. It's a moving. It draws magnetically into it. People who can't wake up start getting blessed. They start getting woke up because people are taking refuge. And you have no idea how powerful you are because you're just a person, But you're not. You're being overshadowed by your teacher, and your teacher is the Buddha, and you're just, just coming to find out what the heck does that mean. Because there's no There are books that talks about religion. There's books that talks about gods. But this is a real science that you're based on. You were created in. Everything is created in. That's why it's unchanging. It holds the whole thing together. Yeah. So as we take refuge in this process, it's going to alter everything. Time, people, incarnations, circumstances, people's minds, especially attitude. Yeah? The process of Om Mani Padme Hum and the process of changing, the ability for people to go from being, selfish and having jealousy and all of those qualities. Imagine how many people are going out rioting, how many people are going out trying to take over the country, how many people are believing in QAnon. This is an extreme energy that's been built up. It's building up more and more and more. So there's more killings, there's more people shooting, more people driving unsafe. More. Yeah? Because we're being pushed. And I'm in a process to where I have to tell you, I have to include into our teachings taking refuge and getting people to move in that direction and take a serious note. And after you take refuge, we have darshans every 3 months. We have to focus on making sure that happens. And the number of the darshans, people, if we get to over 200 people, the darshan price goes down about, I think it's $150, $200. And when we get to 400 people or 500 people, the darshan goes down even more, another $400 or $500. So it's only $500 for the darshan. And we get to 1,000 people, then we're at a place to where it's only like $200 for a darshan. Yeah, and as it grows, we're getting down to $35 for a darshan that everybody right now is paying because we have to build these monasteries where the masters are waiting to have a room so that they can sleep and eat and continue praying, in the middle of China. I mean, really, come on. Think about it. We're up against a wall of hate. We're surrounded. You're surrounded. I'm surrounded. Yeah? And we're using superpowers to get this to happen. Superpowers. Yeah? And it requires taking refuge. Yeah? Because everything's on a quantum level. If you know entanglement theory, the relationship of the string theory or entanglement theory, we are all interconnected. So whatever I do in radionics or energetic medicine or things like that, I can treat a person with an etheric weaver at a distance anywhere in the world. Yeah? Because I'm using entanglement theory. I'm using quantum levels of reality that are real, that are totally real. And we have no idea those things really exist. But I've been doing it ever since I was a child. Yeah? So that's affecting all things. Because you got a Buddha who's working inside of physics, changing time and space. Literally untying all the knots of people unable to take on what it would take to become joyful, what it would take to become happy, what it would take to do these things. I ended smoking. I ended and am ending drinking. I ended and am ending homosexuality. All these things that are just currents inside of humanity that are causing so much more emotional pain and physical pain that are just right on top of our normal pain, car accidents and cancer and things like that. So all of those things are in the dark lodge. All those things are dark, negative forces pushed up against the influence of the light. Yeah. So doing puja and going into this process is the only thing that will make a major difference in a world that is right now in a state of complete disruption. I mean, what happens if Donald Trump doesn't get busted? What happens if he becomes president again? What happens if we're pulled out of the greenhouse effect and nuclear work and oil and all those things that we are in the process of changing and staying and healing and fixing? Yeah, because it's part of Buddhism. Yeah, but this whole other thing is the opposite of Buddhism. It's capitalism and many other things and religions and all the things that hold that together. So it takes humanity. Every single person. I'm telling you, I am serious as shit. You know, every single person. I don't care if you're in Africa or you're an Israeli or you're a Muslim and your mom and dad's going to kill you for listening to this. You know? It doesn't matter. What does matter is that you change your heart. You can practice Buddhism in your own way, but as you start practicing, it starts dispelling the glamour around you, and shit happens. You get stronger, more willing to not take this shit anymore, and step aside and live a different kind of life, because this is wrong. Yeah? And you can tell the difference because you've taken refuge. And the beginning of taking refuge is the beginning. It's the beginning. You're working. You're turning the wheel of Dharma. This is changing everything. Every single person is going to have this happen to them. Not a person is going to live without it. One life after another, it's all going to happen like this. Yeah? And the willingness of humanity to move willfully through education, through awakening of mind, through study. Yeah, it's like when I put this out and I talk about, you know, these certain things that are found in Tibetan Buddhism, but Tibetan Buddhism is found in Tibetan language, you know, and you know, and usually Tibetan Rinpoches, who only in the last 10 to 15, 20 years started teaching in English, you know, so you know, your ability to decipher and interpret the level of Buddhism that I've been involved in would be very difficult. Yeah. So over the last 20 years, many of the Khenpos and many of those who have gone through the different levels of education, they also became educated in English. So they began interpreting these books. So there's an enormous number of books out there. The difficulty is who interpreted it. Yeah. You know, so I'm going through a process of looking through all the books and checking them out, and I'm going to teach in the way that I'm teaching, you know, that takes layers, helps us through layers, and it gets you through the first process. And I'll explain more and more, but you have to attend, and you have to meditate, and you have to do the things that I'm recommending, you know, because purification is the quickest way. Yeah, the blessings that you receive give you the strength to do the right thing. So I have to give the teachings of what those right things are and how to live within that realm, how to go within that place, like being a carnivore rather than a vegetarian. It's a really big difference, you know, and the process of whether or not we're going to believe in, you know, Buddhist, you know, maybe not reincarnate, or Buddhists don't believe in God, and all these different things that takes us away from attaining Buddhism, because it's all about God. God is love. God is every one of these things that we're trying to get better about in ourselves. These are all emanations, like 7 light rays, but they're actually coming from manifestations of God, emanations of God, yeah, that are qualities that have been worked out in the human realm and manifested through a physical form of a Buddha. So that when that Buddha is, since that Buddha did manifest those qualities, you can receive those qualities through transmission. So the practice that we're going to do is that you're going to learn about every single Buddha. And you're going to learn how to meditate and align to and make contact with those Buddhas. Yeah? And your process is going to be a slow but sure, you know, cleansing of things that might get in your way that has to do with each one of those Buddhas. Because when you're receiving those blessings, you're only receiving them because it's time. You're already pure. You're perfect. You know? You're ready for that sort of thing. But now you're ready to go on to the next level, which is transmit out the teachings that's coming out of Buddha. You know, YouTube's nothing compared to the mind and the soul of a human being. You know? That's how real Sangha manifests, is through the telepathic relationship of believer and receiver of the teachings and the Buddha. And then everybody out there, they receive the teachings and they go to YouTube and they get their Weaver or they get whatever they're getting that's connected, that hasn't really brought them together yet, but it's the Sangha who's slowly but surely healing and waking up, that brings everybody into a place to where they realize, wow, you know, he's got YouTube teachings. You know, he's got these things going on. Yeah? And we could take refuge. And there's a place called Shambhala. And we can actually go there. And yet, even though this has been going on for 20, 30 years, you know, nothing wakes up until the time that it's supposed to wake up. And we're going into year 2022, which is it's like a gateway between heaven and hell. And whether or not we go to hell, you know, and live a very polluted life for a very long time, because we can't clean this up once everything blows. You know, once everything blows, you know, you can't clean it up. You know, there's no technology left. There's no masses, numbers of people are gone, and the industry and the maintaining electricity and maintaining clean water and maintaining all those things of really bad volcanoes and really bad scenarios happen, which do happen. They do happen. Solar flares do happen. They're consistent on our planet. Yeah? And without the process of Buddhism continually changing toward meritorious compassion, light, and love, yeah, we don't have a protective aura. We don't have a protective field. The chakras of the earth are not radiating. They're weak. They're not integrated. None of the personality integration of any of the continents have even began yet. Yeah? So imagine what happens when it does. Deserts begin growing. Water begins transcending to one place to another that you don't expect, because of blessings. Blessings. Just like you're receiving blessings. Well, for the earth to get the blessings, you need to be a practitioner, because you're the caretaker of those things that cause the clouds to move, that cause the volcanoes to blow, yeah, that cause the car to hit you, yeah, all those things, yeah, it'll fly, just like that, yeah. There isn't a thing. I gotta fly. Maybe not for long, huh? All right. So let's go ahead and begin meditation. Okay, repeat after me. I invoke the power, the love, and the wisdom of my ashram, soul, and monad. To guide me into the right activity in the plan. To clarify and stimulate my mind. To transform and transmute my feelings and emotions. To energize and vitalize and heal my physical and etheric body. So there is a normal flow of energy in my physical and etheric body. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One. All in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So what I'm saying is that every living human being is meant to be and must be a monk or a nun. Must be. You know, I'm the same guy, Jesus. Throw me on a cross. I've only got 12 disciples and they run. But I still say this. I said it to them. You're here, you don't want to be here, but you're here because I teach you well enough to keep you here. But everybody is to be a monk and a nun. Yeah? There is no other way. We are not dependent upon ourselves. We are interdependent. And if we don't close this great big door of separation and have separative thoughts for any reason, yeah, that creates jealousy, enviousness, it creates every single thing we have to fix. Comes from this delusionary phenomenon, and it's a real phenomenon. We are separated by demons. Yeah, and they're not you. There is humans, there's demons. They're different, totally different. But because humans have all these beautiful characteristics and qualities, demons can't radiate with it. They can't resonate with it. They hate it. And what they do they like to play the game of getting you to fall. And do all the ugly things that they think. Because it's elemental. It's not you. And you're not going to get out of this. Unless you do what I'm telling you. You know, that's why I give this invocation. Through this day and every day, I ask this in the name of the Christ to serve the One. You know, the same Jesus. You know, it's just this is a big echo chamber. I've been around 2,000 years and I'm saying the same thing. You know, but you're at the door. You're at the worst possible place. I wouldn't be here if there wasn't a bad time. I'm not here because angels are coming and extraterrestrials are behind me, you know, with all great light and glory and all the things that you have in your, you know, Disneyland, you know, utopian ideology. And none of that is real. None of it. Forget all of it. Yeah? All there is Christ and God. Yeah? And I'm going to teach you Buddhism because emanations are real and there is a science to this. Yeah? And for all of us to move through this, for all of us to make a difference in this, we need to realize, you know, that this is one ashram. So the invocations that I give in this is invocations for our future. We're all ending up in one place, and we need to let go as soon as possible. The illusion that we're not a monk and we're not a nun. And the illusion, just for any reason, that separative energy. Imagine, we're all emanations of God, but yet no one wants to be the student of God. No one wants to become a child of God. And it requires changing all those things that make you not that. And you can't change them on your own. You've got it through transmission. You must do it through transmission because we're 100% spiritual. You think we're even maybe 30% spiritual, but you're not. You're 100% spiritual. Your body's going to fall down on the ground and you're going to stand there looking over it and going, holy shit, he was right. You can see your hands, you can see your feet. The only thing that changed is your stupidity, your ignorance, your lack of ability to witness, what it really takes for you to find happiness. I mean, once you're dead and you're looking down on your body, and you're ready to go, and happiness starts flowing through you. It's automatic. You're released. You're free. This is great. You don't want to leave that area. You don't want to go back into that suffering body. I'm done now. Whoa. And a lot of times you do. And it never is a good idea. Never is, never feels right. You're just almost waiting to die. Yeah. To God to call you. Yeah. Because you don't exist in the way you think you do. You're 100% spiritual, and you must put that to effect. Rather than, listen to me and then die, and you're all going to die, and you're all going to look down at your body. All of you are going to look down at your body, and then you're going to have a nice little talk with me and other people who listen to me, or have a nice little talk with you. And you'll come to understand then when you reincarnate, you won't have all those things that you had that didn't allow you to take this leap while you're alive. Your fear, your ignorance, those emotions, what you think is your physical well-being. Wow, if I go this way, I could lose everything. I could lose my life. I could lose my direction. I could lose my mind. What can I say? You're not going to lose your mind. You're not going to lose your direction. I'm just telling you. So doing the process, doing the puja is a science. It is a science. You can put your heart and soul into the local doctor or the physicist or the possibility of all the things in engineering or whatever goes on in the world, yeah? But you are 100% spiritual, and it's me that makes you that way. It gives you life forever, yeah? It's the reason why when you die you look down, and you're still alive, yeah? Because I've known everybody, yeah? I've never not met anybody, yeah? Everybody's got it. Everybody's got the soul. Everybody has the reality of heaven. Yeah, it's whether or not they want to take the leap and go through all the struggle it takes, the patience, the virtues, the changes. Taking one brick down, another brick down, getting rid of that and getting rid of this, but then transforming. Because every time you take something out, something grows. And it's you. Nothing goes back. Nothing takes its place. Only you. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay, so let's do this. We're going to do a Chenrezig puja. So do the Om. Okay, just close your eyes and listen.
go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities gathered in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. We go for refuge to all the Dakas, Dakinis, protectors and defenders of the Dharma, who possess the eye of transcending awareness. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities who gather in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. We go for refuge to all the Dakas, Dakinis, protectors and defenders of the Dharma who possess the eye of transcending awareness. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the yidams, the deities gathered in the mandalas. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all the supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. We go for refuge to all the Dakas, Dakinis, protectors and defenders of the Dharma, who possess the eye of transcending awareness. To the Buddhas, Dharma, and Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. To the Buddhas, the Dharma, the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained by gifts and so on, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. On the crown of my head, and all sentient beings pervading space, there rests a white lotus and a moon seed. From Hri appears the noble, all-seeing one, white, bright, and radiating five-colored light rays, smiling charmingly and gazing with eyes of compassion. He has 4 arms, the upper 2 joined together, the lower 2 holding a white lotus and crystal rosary. He is adorned by precious jewels and silks. A deerskin covers his upper left shoulder. The Buddha, a boundless light, adorns his head. He sits in the Vajrasana. His back is supported by a stainless moon. He is the essence of all sources of refuge. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezig, I pay homage. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezig, I pay homage. Lord, whose white body is not clothed by fault, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To you, Chenrezig, I pay homage. To the Sublime One, the mighty Chenrezig, to the Buddhas and their sons, who reside in the 10 directions and the 3 times, with complete sincerity, I pay homage. I offer flowers, incense, butter lamps, perfume, food, music, and other real and imaginary offerings, and power of conflicting emotions, and the 10 unvirtuous deeds, and the 5 sins of limitless consequence done from beginningless time until now. I rejoice in the spiritual merit of whatever virtue of the Svarvakas, Pratrika Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and ordinary beings gathered throughout the 3 times. I pray that the Dharma wheel of the Mahayana, the Hinayana, and of the teachings common to both be turned in accordance with the wishes and the aptitudes of all beings. I beseech the Buddhas not to pass into nirvana, as long as samsara is not emptied, but to look with compassion upon sentient beings who wallow in the ocean of suffering. May whatever merit I have accumulated be the cause for the enlightenment of all beings. May I quickly become a splendid leader of beings. I pray to you, Lama Chenrezig. I pray to you, Yidam Chenrezig. I pray to you, perfect noble Chenrezig. I pray to you, Lord, Protector Chenrezig. I pray to you, Lord of Love Chenrezig. Great compassionate Victor, please hold us with your compassion. Numberless beings who wander in endless samsara experience unbearable suffering. There is no other refuge than you, Protector. Please bestow the blessings to obtain omniscient Buddhahood. By our power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings through the force of anger are born as hell beings and experience the suffer of heat and cold. May they all be born in your presence, perfect deity. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of greed, are born in the realms of the pretas and experience the suffering of hunger and thirst. May they all be born in your perfect realm, the Potala. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of stupidity, are born as animals and experience the suffering of dullness and stupidity. May they all be born in your presence, the Protector. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of desire, are born in the human realm and experience the suffering of excessive activity and constant frustration. May they all be born in the pure land of Devachan. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of jealousy, are born in the realm of the demigods and experience the suffering of fighting and quarreling. May they all be born in your realm, the Potala. By the power of accumulating negative karma from beginningless time, sentient beings, through the force of pride, are born in the realm of the gods and experience the suffering of change and falling. May they all be born in your realm, the Potala. may my deeds, by equaling Chenrezig's, liberate all beings from impure realms, and spread the perfect sound of the 6 syllables in the 10 directions. Through the power of praying to you, perfect Lord, may all beings who I am to discipline pay the greatest attention to action and result, and diligently practice virtue and the Dharma for the benefit of all beings. Through this one-pointed prayer, light radiates from the body of the Sublime One and purifies the impure karma, impure appearances, and the deluded mind. The outer realm is the pure land of Dewachya, and the body, the speech, the mind of the beings therein are the perfect form, the sublime speech, and the pure mind of mighty Chenrezig, the invisible union of appearance, sound, and vivid intelligence with voidness. This virtue, may I quickly achieve the realization of mighty Chenrezig. May I bring every single being to that same state of being. Through the merit of reciting and meditating, may I and every being to whom I am connected, when these imperfect forms are left behind, be miraculously born of Dewachya. And may I then immediately cross the 10 levels and send out the emanations in the 10 directions for the benefit of all others. Through this virtue, may all beings perfect the accumulations of spiritual merit and awareness. May they attain the 2 supreme bodies, which arise from merit and awareness. Bodhisattva is precious. May it arise in those who have cultivated it, and in those who have cultivated it, may it not diminish. May it ever grow, and may it ever flourish.
Okay, just relax. I'm going to do some Om Mani Padme Hum. So just meditate on that. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum. Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum, Om mani padme hum. Okay, just relax. You can open your eyes. All right, so got a darshan coming up on November 21st. And is that right? 21st? Is it? Yeah, okay, good. Got you the wrong day. And that's pretty soon, yeah. So we need as many people as can possibly attend, yeah. And we've got rooms, and we've got just the statue alone is $170,000, and that's being paid for this week, you know. So, you know, covering that, and then there's another $500,000 that's going into rooms, you know, that has to be covered by February, the end of March, yeah. You know, so there's a moving process where we're building the Maitreya Monastery in Leitong that has, this is a Sakya monastery, goes back to Gautama Buddha, the lineage of Sakya, not the lineage of, you know, many others afterwards. It's the first in the beginning lineage. And so these are the highest masters that come from that mindset, that thought form that comes through the Sakya sect, yeah, and that's incredibly important to everybody. And you don't know what they have done and how they've protected this planet, the Sakya sect. They made it possible for Dorje Shungten to survive, you know, throughout the Dalai Lama years, and they made it possible for all my other incarnations for me to turn the wheel of Dharma and the Kali Chakra, and to make it possible for the Panchen Lama to receive an anointment directly from me over the last 3 incarnations of the Panchen Lama. They made it possible, yeah, because they know me, they see me, they witness me, no matter where I'm at. They know my existence, and they give blessings, anointing others into that process, knowing the existence of the incarnation of Maitreya, yeah, because that's the central point. But now we're taking that up to Leitong, where all future incarnations of anybody have to travel through that point, because that's where all the major masters go to meditate. You know, it's the highest point in the Himalayas. It has the most sacred zones pass through that point. Ley lines that no one ever even heard of or even experienced are there, and they come from Shiva and Brahma and Vishnu and Jesus and all the major masters in the hierarchy all surround that spot. That's our history. It's our history. And that all resonates up through these pyramids, this place. Yeah? You know, so there's, what we're doing is we're supporting our past, and we're bringing the future into existence, into the whole world. Yeah? So this darshan is a big thing. A big thing, big thing. Yeah, a lot of people in Drepung is going to watch this. A lot of people in Gan is going to watch this. People in Leitong is going to watch this, you know. So it's going to be a very big thing. And they're going to see me inaugurate the process of Buddha Maitreya helping people take refuge. And that's intense. That's why they're building the temple. That's why they're building the place. Because they expect me to go up there, hang out, and teach all those masters. And I will. And I'll bring tens of thousands of students with me, in droves, all there, anointed by Shambhala, yeah, coming in the future reality of Maitreya, that we all exist in. We're here, we're incarnated from Shambhala, in Shambhala Monastery, yeah, and this is our way of changing everything in the world, yeah. So please try and attend the darshan, you know. please try and help other people attend the darshan. If you don't think you've gone through enough and you can make it to Shambhala and be able to sit here, you could do this virtually, and if you can't do it on this coming date, that you can receive this darshan after 2 weeks after the darshan. So apply for it. Try and get it and watch it. Be a part of it. And get these numbers up so we can get to a point to where these darshans are $35 a piece. And they're easy for everybody to deal with. And we have a monastery in large numbers that people can start going to and live in and change their lives from here on out. All right.